You drive past them often. Crosses on the side of a highway. But have you ever wondered about the stories behind them?
Carol, 911.
Family just walking down the middle of the road.
It's June 12th, 1:45 in the morning.
All right, listen, somebody out there.
On I-20 near exit 503 in Terrell.
Hope they get their voices here.
911.
I just ended up hitting a deer or something.
It wasn't a deer. It was Jonathan Hearn, an Amazon driver, and Alicia Harmon's brother.
Absolute worst day of my life. It's resulted as my brother's life is just now a cross on the side of the road that people pass. But it's crazy that that's just how the story ends, you know?
But the story begins 15 hours earlier. It's 10:01 a.m. on June 11th. 30-year-old Jonathan Hearn clocks in at this Amazon facility and hits the road with a truck full of packages. Like most Amazon drivers, he doesn't actually work for Amazon. His employer is a third-party delivery company called Triumph Logistics.
From the moment that my brother got on the road that day, there were red flags.
How's it going?
Hey, I'm good. How are you, sir?
12:13 p.m., Jonathan is pulled over for what will become the first of several times he's stopped that day.
We had a couple of complaints on your driving.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
What the officer didn't know was Jonathan had gone days without his PTSD medication and was having a mental episode.
I'm going to put your ID in the call sheet that I made contact with you and that you're not intoxicated.
Since he appears sober, he's sent on his way.
Everybody okay?
Yeah.
I imagine you're a little shook up.
About an hour later, police body camera shows Jonathan drives his Amazon van through a customer's yard, eventually getting stuck in the woods behind her house. The homeowner calls the cops.
I don't know where to start. I've been doing this a long time, and this just doesn't make any sense at all.
Dumbfounded,
To the center.
officers call in a state trooper to give Jonathan a sobriety test.
Okay. Your sentences are coherent. You're not stumbling. I don't smell anything. The story is kind of disturbing. Do you have PTSD or something?
I do have PTSD, but it's never been an issue.
I think you should take the rest of the day off and talk to your employer.
Still concerned about his safety, the state trooper follows Jonathan. While en route, his dash cam captures this video of Jonathan's van swerving off the road.
There's no penalty. Does not affect your record.
The trooper pulls him over and issues Jonathan a warning for failure to drive in a single lane and refers his license to the state's mental advisory board for review, writing, Jonathan is suffering from PTSD and possible lack of medications.
We are leaving from Forney, Texas.
Next, he calls Jonathan's supervisor at Triumph Logistics to tell him that Jonathan is unsafe to drive and asks someone to come pick him up.
Okay. All right.
4:25 p.m., Jonathan's supervisors arrive to take custody of him and the van. About an hour later, they return to the Amazon facility. Internal records show they don't send Jonathan home. They sign him in under another driver's name. They put him back on the road to continue his route, delivering packages across North and East Texas.
I can't believe that anybody would even do that. They didn't care.
Why do you think that they didn't take him off the road?
Because they needed the packages delivered.
Back on the road, Jonathan's unusual behavior continues. He fails to deliver most of his packages. Instead, photos show he opens them and fills them with trash. And just look at his communications with his supervisors at Triumph Logistics. They look like gibberish. Amongst each other, his supervisors write, "This is bizarre behavior, and I'm wondering if the cop was right." 8:25 p.m., Jonathan returns to the Amazon facility. He gets in his personal vehicle and drives aimlessly for hours until his truck runs out of gas along I-20. He sees a gas station across the highway and decides to make a run for it. 1:45 a.m. Jonathan is hit and killed.
We were best friends. I miss every single thing about him every single day.
That is extreme negligence that they didn't get him off the road and get him help.
Shelby Cocking is a former dispatcher for Triumph Logistics. She says Amazon's delivery service partners, called DSPs like Triumph, often manipulate Amazon's system by checking in drivers who are unfit to drive under other drivers' names. The DSPs do it, she says, to keep their drivers on the road longer than Amazon allows, increasing the number of packages delivered and increasing the amount the DSP gets paid.
I've been seeing it happen more and more.
Yes, it does happen a lot.
Another former Triumph Logistics employee told us the same thing. Since she still works in the industry and fears retaliation, we agreed to hide her identity and change her voice.
The reason why I want to speak out is because I myself was placed in a position to drive when I shouldn't have. I only had one eye that was operating, and they still put me behind the wheel.
A driver that's out on the road when they should not be could kill somebody easy.
John Trapani is the owner of Triumph Logistics and Jonathan's boss. He declined to answer our questions. Amazon told us they were unaware of this issue until we called. They sent a statement saying, "We are working with our delivery service partner Triumph Logistics to fully investigate the allegations and will take any appropriate action once that's complete."
If somebody just took the time to care and intervene that day, instead of everything continuing and snowballing, if the bosses had done the right thing and taken him off the road and not put him back out, there's no telling there could be a different outcome than having to visit a side marker on the side of the road.
In Dallas, I'm Charlotte Huffman.